Chapter 3846. Gao Yaruo, shut the fuck up. Agitated, Su Xiaoxiao stood up and yelled at Gao Yaruo. Gao Yaruo was also confused. Shouldn't she be yelling at Han Yueyao, the vixen? I don't care if the photos are real or not. Don't even think about trying to drive a wedge between me and Yao Yao. Yao Yao is my first and best friend. I won't allow you to slander her like this. Let's not even talk about the truth between her and Lin Hang. Even if it is, so what? After all, Lin Hang and I aren't dating. They're both single. Also, if you ever spread rumors about my uncle Su Yu and Yao Yao again, I'll fucking tell my uncle to put you in the freezer for the rest of your life. After yelling, Su Xiaoxiao picked up the thick stack of photos and threw it at Gao Yaruo's face. Ah! She covered her face with her hands and screamed in pain. Su Xiaoxiao took out 200 yuan from her wallet and threw it on the counter. Bill, keep the change. She was an uneducated, spoiled brat and the little devil of the Su family, but she wasn't stupid. Gao Yaruo said this to her at this time, so she was obviously up to no good. If these photos were real, why didn't she say it earlier? Why did she only say it when Han Yueyao was about to go on the reality show? It was obvious that she wanted Su Xiaoxiao to go back and cause trouble so that Han Yueyao wouldn't be able to perform well tomorrow. With Su Xiaoxiao's personality, if she got angry, she could do anything. It would be like Sun Wukong wreaking havoc in the sky. But she wasn't stupid enough to be used by others. Even if Han Yueyao and Lin Hang were real, she wouldn't cause trouble at this time. It was that simple. On the other hand, the scheming bitch Gao Yaruo didn't get anything. Instead, she got into trouble. She deserved it. When Xiaoxiao returned to the dorm, it was already 10 p.m. Han Yueyao had fallen asleep. Hearing the door open, she slowly opened her eyes. Xiaoxiao, you're back? Yeah. Su Xiaoxiao bought a lot of fruits and Han Yueyao's favorite Australian oranges when she passed by the fruit store. It was obvious that her mood wasn't affected by the incident. Do you want to eat some fruits? I bought a lot, including your favorite oranges. But I'm so sleepy, Han Yueyao said lazily as she hid under the quilt. Then go to sleep, lazy cat. Remember to set the alarm so that you won't be late tomorrow. Don't worry. Even if the earth explodes, I can't be late. I have to participate in this dance. Then she went back to sleep. Before she went to bed that night, she called her parents and told them to watch TV on time tomorrow. She had signed up for a dance competition, and her mother had been extremely excited about it. It was said that she had even told her family and friends in the WeChat group. For the Han family, this was the first time their daughter had appeared on television, and it was very meaningful. Looking at her sleeping face, Su Xiaoxiao had mixed feelings. She didn't know why Yao Yao met Lin Hang so many times behind her back, but her woman's intuition told her that she didn't have any dirty thoughts about Lin Hang. However, the photos were not photoshopped. This matter was really annoying. Even so, Su Xiaoxiao didn't ask Han Yueyao about it because she didn't want anything to distract her and affect her performance tomorrow. That night, Su Xiaoxiao, who hadn't updated her WeChat moments for a long time, posted a meaningful post. Chapter 3847. A good friend might not always send you charcoal in the snow, but he would never ruin your future at a critical juncture. Su Yu even gave her a like. Maybe he thought the little girl was posting something positive. The next morning, Han Yueyao left early in the morning and went to the provincial capital with her temporary agent. Dance Allure was held in the provincial capital. The show started at noon and it was said that more than 6 million people followed it on the internet. Therefore, this show was a hit before it even started airing. On the first day of the show, someone did a survey on the trending topics on Weibo. Other than Han Yueyao, a newcomer recommended by Imperial Star, the other big stars of Dance Allure were all popular idols. That was why there were such comments in the comments section. Han Yueyao has a strong background. She looks like a vase and won't be popular. It's said that she's Su Yu's bed guest and he loves her a lot. That's not right. I heard she's Dr. Hu's cousin. No. I heard she's the daughter of a governor. The secretary of the neighboring province has the surname Han and his daughter is born in the 90s. But I heard someone refuted the rumor that this woman is from a dance class and can dance well. Don't underestimate her. Nowadays, no one cares about real skills in variety shows. Everyone cares about the face. As long as you're good-looking and popular, you'll win if you stand there. Otherwise, no one will pay attention to you even if you dance like an artist. To be honest, Han Yueao felt bad when she first saw these comments. After all, the words of these passers-by were obviously rumors, and they were all slandering her. If it were in the past, she would have made up a small excuse to fight back. However, she wouldn't do that now. If someone found out, it would be a disgrace to Imperial Star and President Su. Su Yu had given her a chance, and she didn't want to be a nobody who couldn't afford it. Yao, don't be nervous. Her agent was a nice person and kept comforting her. I'm fine. What's your goal? The manager's sister asked casually. I think I'll be fine as long as I don't get eliminated today. Her agent, your goal is really low. The agent was speechless. At this moment, her assistant handed her 2 bottles of water, one for Han Yueao and the other for her agent. Don't worry, I don't think Yao Yao will be eliminated in the first round. This time, there are a total of 14 celebrities, divided into 7 groups. According to the rules, only one group will be selected today. Strictly speaking, it's not considered elimination. It's a competition with the next group to be selected before the final decision is made, the assistant explained. But I don't even know who I'll be in the same group with. What if my aura doesn't match and we both make mistakes? Han Yueyao's confidence grew. Then, when you draw lots, try your best to pick a popular young actor. If you're popular, even if you're not liked, the fans' votes will save you. The manager was quick-witted. Huh, how lucky is that? Forget it, I won't think about it anymore. She said she wouldn't be nervous, but the closer she got to the TV station, the more nervous she became. Even though she kept taking deep breaths, she still felt her heart start to race. To ease her nerves, Han Yueao took out her cell phone and quickly posted on her WeChat moments. Jade Emperor, Queen Mother, Grandpa Shang Laojun as the name of Lu Ming, will bless me so that I don't get eliminated today. Amit Ba. In the conference room, Su Yu was listening to the marketing department's report. When he saw the WeChat moments on his cell phone, he almost choked. Then he immediately replied with 4 words. Yes, that's right, 4 words. Chapter 3848. Embarrassing. Yes, that's right. Su Yu's comment was disgraceful. Seeing this, Han Yueao chuckled. Then he continued to reply, I'm embarrassing Imperial Star, and I'm embarrassing you, President Su. Are you scolding yourself in a roundabout way? Su Yu, the live stream is about to begin and you're still in the mood to bicker with me. You're as careless as a big carrot. Yes, Han Yueao was the most careless woman Su Yu had ever met. She was still playing on her cell phone and posting on WeChat moments at a time like this. It seemed she wasn't nervous enough. My mom said careless people live longer. My great-grandma lived until she was 91. My grandma is 86 today and she's still very healthy. I think I can live until I'm 89 when I'm old. Longevity girl, if you're suspended in the first round, don't come back. I'll buy you a ticket and you can go back to your hometown to be a dance teacher. Han Yueao, Su Yu, you win. Han Yueyao's first live stream was a big deal for Imperial Star. After all, President Su had highly recommended her. If she was suspended in the first round, it would be a slap to Su Yu's face. On this day, many people were waiting to watch the live stream. However, most of them were waiting to see this newcomer make a fool of herself. After Huamin was fired, she didn't go to South Side again. Chen Jie helped her pack her things in her office and drove them to her office with Ni Yang. It happened to be the weekend. Qin Chu drove Huamin and the twins to Sky Blessing Court and then went to a high-end tea house to meet a client. Huamin had been very busy and hadn't returned to her parents' home for a long time. This time, her mother was very happy to see the twins. Grandma, I missed you so much. Little Bean didn't change her routine. She threw herself at her grandma and hugged her like a spoiled child. Little Bean, Pudding, Grandma missed you so much. What took you so long? It's all because Mommy is very busy. Now that she's been fired, she doesn't have a job, so she's no longer the director. She'll have a lot of time in the future. Fired? Yang Meirong didn't know about her daughter. Jixin and Bella knew, but they didn't tell her. Mian, what happened? It's okay, Mom. I'm about to give birth. Chu and my mother-in-law told me to stay at home and take care of the baby, so I won't go to the hospital for now. That's good. I agree. We should have done this long ago. Hearing her daughter's explanation, Yang Meirong relaxed a lot. Mom, where is Jixin? She thought that since it was the weekend, Jixin should be resting at home. He went to the Civil Affairs Bureau with Bella. The Civil Affairs Bureau? Huamin was surprised. Yeah, when I woke up this morning, Jixin said that the weather was nice today and that he wanted to go and get married with Bella. Huamin, picking the weather to get married? How willful. Although she knew that Jixin and Bella would get married sooner or later, she didn't expect them to go so casually without even saying goodbye. However, this was in line with Bella's low-key personality. Bella was a few years older than Jixin, so they were in a relationship. Plus, Jixin was the brother-in-law of the president of the corporation, so it was inevitable that people would gossip. After so long, they had been through so much. The two of them weren't young anymore, so it was only right that they got married. Mom, that's a good thing. We have to celebrate today. I'll go out to buy some food later, and we'll have a good lunch. Huamin was very happy. Chapter 3849. Look at you. How can I ask you to go out and buy groceries? Just tell me what you want to eat. Call Jixin and ask him to buy it from the supermarket when he comes back. Ever since Huamin got pregnant, her mother had been very biased. She treated her son as a gift and her daughter as her own. Grandma, I want donuts. I want chocolate and original. Grandma, I want pineapple juice. One wanted donuts and the other wanted juice. Grandma will buy you two little devils anything you want to eat. Yang Meirong looked at her two cute granddaughters and felt her heart melt. Mom, it's cold. Let's eat hot pot. Huamin looked at his mother's back. Her white hair was very clear. He couldn't bear it. His mother was old and didn't want her to work so hard for a meal. With her temper, she wouldn't allow Huamin to help in the kitchen. Therefore, Huamin finally chose to eat hot pot. It was more convenient. Okay, as long as you like it. I'll call Jixin. Yang Meirong was very happy. She sat on the sofa and picked up the landline to call her son. At this moment, Jixin and Bella were waiting in line at the Civil Affairs Bureau. Both of them were wearing black shirts. They looked very spirited and good-looking in the red background. Congratulations, you two are legally married from now on. Take care of each other, love each other, and live a good life. The auntie at the Civil Affairs Bureau was very kind and tirelessly explained to every couple who got their marriage certificate. Looking at the two red marriage certificates, Jixin and Bella's faces were filled with happy smiles. The company isn't busy recently. I'll apply with my brother-in-law in the next few days and approve our leave. Let's go on our honeymoon. Is that okay? Let's go together? Bella was still a little worried. Don't worry. Didn't my sister get fired? She has nothing to do at home. If she's too busy with the company, she'll still be there. Sister Mian is about to give birth. Let's wait until she gives birth. Who knows when? Just listen to me. I'll apply for leave. You choose a place for our honeymoon. Jixin held Bella's hand tightly. Yes. Bella graduated from a prestigious school and was hired by GK because of her excellent resume. She went from being a basic employee to being a director. It wasn't easy at all. Huamin and Qin Chu had always treated Jixin and Bella well. Their wedding house, which was more than 200 square meters, was renovated, and their cars were all gifts from them. It could be said that he wouldn't have to worry about food and clothing for the rest of his life. When he came out, Jixin received a call from his mother telling him to buy groceries. Bella, on the other hand, took a picture of the marriage certificate and posted it on her WeChat moments to show off her happiness. Just then, Jixin abruptly hung up the phone before his mother could finish her sentence. Suddenly, he rushed to the other side of the road. She was almost hit by a passing car. Jixin! Bella screamed, scared out of her wits. After Jixin ran over, he frantically looked for something with a complicated expression on his face. On the way back, Bella noticed that he was distracted. Jixin, what's wrong? You looked like you were possessed just now. Oh, nothing. I think I saw an old friend, Jixin explained as he drove. Seeing that he was fine, Bella didn't ask any more questions. At Sky Blessing Court, after the two came back from grocery shopping, Bella followed her mother-in-law into the kitchen to wash the vegetables and fruits. The two kids were watching TV in the living room. Jixin quietly pulled Huamin to the study on the first floor. Sis, why are you being so secretive? Huamin looked at Jixin in confusion. Sis, guess who I saw today? Chapter 3850. Who is it? Jixin's mysteriousness piqued Huamin's curiosity. Sis, I saw Dad at the intersection across from the Civil Affairs Bureau. Jixin was still very excited when he recalled that scene. Dad? Huamian thought there was something wrong with her ears, so she asked Jixin again. Yes, that's right, it's Dad. He's wearing the same black leather jacket that he liked the most and light gray pants. Jixin grabbed Huamin's hand excitedly and tried to describe what he saw. How is that possible? Jixin, what are you talking about? Uncle Jing passed away many years ago. Huamin's voice trembled when he said this. All these years, she felt the most guilty about Jingda's death. After all, she had always thought she had something to do with it. Because of this, she had reluctantly broken up with Qin Chu and almost missed him. So when Huamin brought this up again after so many years, he still couldn't calm down. Sis, but I really saw him. Where is he? I chased after him, but I couldn't find him. He disappeared in the blink of an eye. In front of the Civil Affairs Bureau? Yes, on the opposite road. Although I only saw his side profile, I'm sure it was Dad. Jixin excitedly emphasized what he saw. But Jixin, you have to know that Uncle Jing passed away many years ago. I know, sis. Mom and I saw Dad's body being cremated with our own eyes. So, don't be silly. How can a dead person come back to life? This isn't a sci-fi world. Huamin felt a pain in his heart. Sis, I have a bold idea. Do you think it's Dad's twin brother or something? How is that possible? You know that Uncle Jing's siblings cut off all contact with us a long time ago. Besides, if it's really his twin brother, he would have looked for us for so many years. Maybe it's just someone who looks like him, Huamin guessed. Isn't that too much of a coincidence? She's wearing the clothes that Dad likes to wear? Sis, I don't really believe in such a coincidence. I have a feeling that Dad is back. Jing Jixin's words gave Huamian goosebumps even though it was broad daylight. The resurrection of the dead, this was really a fantasy. Perhaps all women had a sixth sense. Huamin had a vague feeling that this was not a good thing. Just like the old people always said, if you see a ghost, it might mean that you don't have long to live. Only those who were about to die could see what others could not. Jixin, did Bella see it? Or were you the only one who saw it? Huamin's hands turned cold as she grabbed her brother and asked in a low voice. Bella doesn't know Dad. I really didn't notice. Anyway, I'm definitely not hallucinating. I definitely saw it. Jixin was very sure. After all, she was his loved one. Jixin, don't tell Mom about this yet. Okay, I know. After all, Mom's heart can't handle this. Okay, I'll discuss it with your brother-in-law. We'll go to the intersection to get the surveillance footage and investigate everything. Okay, I believe you, sis. If it really has something to do with Dad, you must tell me immediately. When the siblings walked out, the vegetables were already washed. What are you two doing? Why did you go to the study so mysteriously? Yang Meirong asked. Nothing, we were just chatting. Huamin smiled. Jixin, did you secretly ask your sister for money again? Yang Meirong looked at her youngest son worriedly. Chapter 3851. Mom, I'm not a kid anymore. How can you ask sis for money? Jixin shook his head helplessly and almost said that his mother was senile. Jixin was now a senior official of GK, and Qin Chu gave him an annual salary of several million yuan. He was frugal and didn't spend much money except when he was dating his girlfriend, so he was a worry-free child. Mom, did Jixin often ask Sister Mian for money? Bella asked with a smile. Not really. It's just that Mian spoils Jixin a lot. She always gives Jixin the money she saves behind my back. Jixin loves to buy all kinds of toy cars and airplane models. Sister Mian, you spoiled him so much? Bella looked at Huamin with a smile. What should I do? After all, he's my only brother. Ms. Huamin, why don't you say that you're obsessed with your brother? I'm obsessed with your sister? How dare you say that? The siblings played and laughed. Yang Meirong looked at the two children happily. It was as if she had seen them when they were young. Grandma, I'm so hungry. When can we eat? Little Bean urged. You greedy little cat, you're always complaining that you're hungry. Aren't you afraid that you'll become fat if you eat like this? Grandma, don't say that. You make it sound like she's not fat now. She's fat now. Little Bean seized the opportunity to mock her. Qin Zhaozhao, shut up. Now that you've said it in front of our family, I won't hold it against you. But if you dare to call me fat in front of Boyan again, I'll… Little Bean raised her little fist angrily. You'll what? Little Bean was obviously unconvinced. I'll put your pajamas under my butt when I wet the bed next time. Ha! Little Bean, you're disgusting, Little Bean. Same to you. Don't criticize each other. You two are making me dizzy. Let's eat. After the hot pot meal, Huamin asked Jixin to take Bella back to her parents' home. After all, they had officially registered their marriage and were adults now. They had to visit their parents-in-law. Bella didn't like to show off, so she didn't plan to hold another wedding. They had already earned enough face at the engagement banquet last time, so after collecting the marriage certificate, they only planned to see each other's parents. After the two of them drove away, the mother put the twins to sleep. Then Yang Meirong came out of the bedroom on the first floor. Mom, are they both asleep? Yes, we're all sleepy. Looks like we can sleep for quite a while. That's good. Mian, are you sleepy? Pregnant women need to sleep more, it's good for the baby's development, her mother reminded her. Mom, I'm an obstetrician and gynecologist myself. I know all these things. Come and sit down. Let's chat. I haven't had a good chat with you in a long time. All right. Yang Meirong listened to her daughter and sat on the sofa. Huamin lay on his mother's lap intimately and acted like a spoiled child, just like when he was a child. Yang Meirong reached out her rough hand and touched Huamin's long black hair. In the blink of an eye, you're almost 30? You're almost a mother of 3. Time really flies. Mom, Jixin and Bella are officially married. How do they plan to live? Didn't you renovate a house for them? I plan to ask them to move in the next few days, but Jixin doesn't want to. He's afraid that I'll be lonely. Yeah, if they move out, you'll be alone. This place isn't small. It's upstairs and downstairs. Are you afraid of living here? What's there to be afraid of? I'm already so old. I don't think about that. Mom, move to South Hill Manor and live with me. You can also help me take care of this unborn brat, okay? Huamin acted coquettishly, begging his mother to live with him so that he could take care of her. Chapter 3852. Yang Meirong was immediately excited. How can I do that? You still have your in-laws at home. I have a lot of rooms at home. Mom, you can stay here. No. Without my daughter, who would live in a girl's house. When I'm old and can't move anymore, I'll stay at Jixin's house. I raised Jixin to prepare for the future. I can't drag my daughter down. But your daughter is richer than your son. She's willing to be dragged down by you. Huamin smiled. That won't do. We don't have such a rule in the north. I won't go. No, I'll be laughed at. When you give birth to our second son, I can take care of you and your son for a month, but I definitely can't stay at your house. Yang Meirong's generation was heavily influenced by their elders. They always felt that it was right to live in their son's house and that they would be laughed at if they lived in their daughter's house. Therefore, Huamin's suggestion was immediately rejected without any discussion. Mom, then you'll be lonely. What's there to be lonely about? Jixin has a child. I can help them take care of the child. Forget it. Bella already said that she wants to take care of the child herself to cultivate the relationship between mother and son. Then I can go square dancing, play cards with a few of my old friends, hike, and climb mountains. Mom, let me ask you a question. Don't hit me. It sounds like you're asking a question that will get you beaten up. Yang Meirong wasn't stupid. She knew that her daughter's words were definitely not a good thing. Ha, you won't hit me anyway. After all, I'm pregnant. You can bear to hit me, but you can't bear to hit your grandson, right? Don't threaten me with my grandson. Mom, Uncle Jing has been gone for so many years. Have you ever thought about? At this point, Huamin was a little timid and guilty, so she deliberately paused. Have you ever thought about finding another partner? Huamin mustered up her courage. She thought that her mother would be very agitated and scold her. After all, it seemed disrespectful for a daughter to ask her mother this question. But to her surprise, nothing happened. Yang Meirong's expression changed when she heard this. Mian, to be honest, Jixin asked me the same thing. Does that brat have the same idea? Yeah, he's thinking the same thing as you. He's afraid that I'll be alone and won't have any emotional support. But to be honest, I'm old now, and I don't have that kind of mindset. It's good to be by your side. I can watch your children grow up, and I'll have Jixin's children in the future. That's it for the rest of my life. Mom, you should live for yourself. There's no reason for you to take care of our children. I know. I understand the logic. It's just that I experienced a lot when I was young. Now that I think about it, it's really karma. Look at that time. Xin Jiani married into the Hua family. She was so arrogant that she wanted the whole world to know that she was the young mistress of the Hua family. But what happened? I'm afraid her bones have rotted away by now. Fortunately, I realized my mistake and didn't bear the title of a mistress. I'm back on the right path. Mom, you can't be blamed for what happened back then. Wu Xinghai lied to you. He told you that he already divorced Jiang Hong. You can't be considered a mistress. That only means that I was stupid enough to believe a man's words. It's a good thing that I didn't marry into the Hua family. Otherwise, even though you're the daughter of the Hua family, you might not be who you are now. Yang Meirong stroked Huamin. She was very gratified to see her daughter grow up and become who she was today. Mom, do you miss Uncle Jing? Huamin suddenly changed the topic and asked. Chapter 3853. Of course I do. How can I not? The bastard? He's been gone for so many years that I can't even dream of him. To be honest, his face is a blur in my mind. Maybe I'm getting old and confused. Forget it, Mom. Let's not talk about the unhappy things. Let Jixin move out. If you're scared, I'll find you a few nannies to live with you. Forget it. I have money and nowhere to spend it. I can take care of myself. Why would I need a nanny? You're rich and have 3 kids. Keep them. Even if I had 30 kids, Qin Chu would be able to raise them. Huamin chuckled. Yes. Your Chu is so capable. My daughter is so lucky. They chatted. Finally, Huamin felt sleepy and fell asleep on her mother's lap. Huamin had wanted to watch Han Yueyao's live stream, but she forgot about it. She fell asleep just like that. Yang Meirong picked up a small blanket and covered Huamian with it. Then she patted her carefully, just like when she was little. She didn't know that Huamin wasn't her biological daughter or that the baby in Dong Tao Town had been swapped. So, she treated Huamin wholeheartedly. At the headquarters of Imperial Star, President Su pushed open the door and rushed in. What's wrong? Was Han Yueyao eliminated? Su Yu put down the file in his hand and asked calmly. No. She made it to the next round. She's good. Su Yu seemed to have expected that Han Yueyao would make it to the next round and wasn't surprised at all. President Su, it's a pity that you didn't watch the live stream. It's boring. It's not as exciting as watching a basketball game, Su Yu said deliberately. President Su, Han Yueyao's dancing skills are? She's better than those big stars. Her 50-second impromptu dance was also excellent. It's the first time I saw her perform a folk dance. Folk dance? Su Yu frowned. Yes, it's a Mongolian dance. It's super good. There was thunderous applause, and the judges were all very excited. It's such a pity that you didn't see it, and was at the door. He and a few secretaries and assistants from Su Yu's secretary's office were watching through the projector in the conference room. They were having a good time. Su Yu was so busy that he really didn't look at it. However, he secretly followed Weibo. Look at the reactions of the passers-by. Sure enough, Han Yueao didn't disappoint and immediately got people's attention. This girl from Imperial Star is very talented. I like her so much. I'm her fan now. She's really pretty, right? I heard that she's never had any plastic surgery. She didn't even have her eyebrows and eyes done. She's a natural beauty, that's right. Otherwise, why would Lord Su dote on her so much? In fact, when he saw the netizens' reactions, Su Yu knew Han Yueao had succeeded. At the very least, he wouldn't be placed on standby after the first round. This time, the judges were all super big shots, so the competition was considered fair. They didn't favor anyone just because they were famous or popular. At this moment, the director of the public relations department knocked on the door and walked in. President Su, the live stream just ended. Yao's popularity is very high. Should we take the opportunity to hype her up and write a proposal? Do you want to buy trending searches? Su Yu glared at her. We can buy trending searches, but it'll cost a lot of money. You'd better rest. She's a newbie and we don't need to spend money on her. Let's see how lucky she is. I won't give her any hype. This was one of the strictest rules Su Yu had for Han Yueao. He didn't allow the company to hype her up or spend money on her. She had to rely on herself. Yes, she had to rely on herself. Of course, this was what Han Yueao wanted to see. After the live stream, Han Yueao changed her clothes and was about to walk out. Hey Han Yueao. Behind her, the popular young man who had teamed up with her called out to her. Let's add each other on WeChat. The handsome king with tens of millions of fans looked aloof, but he took out his cell phone as if he was going to scan the QR code. Chapter 3854. Han Yueao was hesitating about how to reject this person. He said, "Don't get me wrong. I think we're a team and we're bound together for good or ill. Let's add each other on WeChat to improve our chemistry. It'll be good for rehearsals." Since he said so, Han Yueao didn't reject his offer. Okay. Then he took out his cell phone and opened the QR code. The influencer scanned it and added each other as friends. Han Yueao's profile picture changed to a big white rabbit with its teeth bared, looking very cute. The other person's profile picture was a fox. It was very similar to the fox and rabbit couple in Zootopia. See you later. Han Yueao greeted her friends in a friendly manner and walked out of the livestream room. Then she got into her car and left. In the first round, the person who was favored was a popular female celebrity. The reason why she was favored was obvious. She didn't have any skills when she danced. To put it bluntly, she learned pole dancing from a nightclub. She put on a black mask and pretended to be a night cat. People who didn't know how to dance might find her seductive and sexy, but the three professional judges didn't buy it. They gave her a pending result, which made her very angry. Her fans even made a scene that day, saying that the newcomer of Imperial Star had an inside job and could advance to the next round by dancing casually. Their princess, their goddess, tried her best to dance but wasn't liked. But people were used to these controversies. Only popular variety shows with controversial topics would attract people's attention. This was what the production team wanted. When Han Yueao came out, she sent a WeChat message to Huamin and Su Yu. I made it to the next round. I'll work harder. Then she sent a V emoji. Han Yueao didn't say much. Then she remembered Su Xiaoxiao, who had always been good to her. So she sent a WeChat message to her. Xiaoxiao, I made it to the next round. I don't know what kind of luck I got. I saw it on TV. I'm very happy for you. Han Yueao wasn't used to Su Xiaoxiao's serious tone. Why are you so serious? It's not like you. Xiaoxiao, when I come back tonight, I'll treat you to spicy hot pot after class. Sure. Su Xiaoxiao agreed without hesitation. The next livestream was a week away. She should have rehearsed with the popular young actor, but he had a lot of work to do, so she didn't stay and went back to the company with her agent and assistant. Yao Yao, your performance today was not bad. Keep it up next time. When we go back this time, I'll let the dance teacher continue to rehearse for you. The manager said. Okay. She heaved a sigh of relief and took a nap on the way back. She even drooled when she fell asleep. Her manager and assistant were more mischievous. They took photos with their phones and even photoshopped them for her. There was one more line. I think I'm under a spell of deep sleep. Then the agent remembered that Han Yueao had a Weibo account set up by her company for this livestream. Taking advantage of her popularity, her agent asked the public relations department for a Weibo account and posted a photo of her saliva. Instantly, there were thousands of comments. Of course, it was a lot for a newbie like her. Wow, she's so cute. She looks so cute even when she's sleeping. Scheming bitch, you made our goddess wait. I hate you so much. You're obviously posing. Why are you pretending? She doesn't look like posing. I want to pinch her chubby cheeks. Han Yueao only took a nap in the car. When she woke up, she felt like the earth was about to explode. It's only been a few hours and you've gained 50,000 fans. Her agent showed her the Weibo account happily. Chapter 3855. What's going on? Han Yueao looked puzzled. You're going to be famous? I didn't expect you to start off so well. President Su must be very happy. The agent said smugly. Hearing Su Yu's name, Han Yueao pursed her lips and smiled shyly, but no one noticed this small detail. Big Yao, if you really become a big star, don't replace us. We'll always be with you, the assistant said. I'm not that lucky. Yes, you are. I think you're going to be famous, the agent continued. Then my salary will be higher than before. I'll make a lot of money, right? Han Yueao calculated. Of course. If you become famous, you'll get more endorsements. When the time comes, you'll get 8 figures for a skincare product or something, right? Forget it. I'll stop dreaming. Don't paint a picture of me. If I get suspended next time, I'll be finished. Han Yueao wasn't confident that she could go far. After all, she wasn't popular and couldn't make money from both sides. Other artists all had their own personas designed by their companies. For example, you're a foodie, a straightforward person, an idiot, a little muddle-headed person, a little cutie, or a tomboy. This type of woman was very popular now, but Han Yueao insisted on being herself. After returning to the company, she went straight to the rehearsal room to practice her dance. In the performance department, Han Yueao won the competition for the first time and everyone was very happy. Su Yu didn't meet her in private, they just sent a few WeChat messages. Seeing Su Yu was busy, Han Yueao didn't want to disturb him. At night, Han Yueao went to find Su Xiaoxiao early and they went to a new hot pot restaurant near the company. Yao, I asked Lin to come and eat with us. Do you mind? Su Xiaoxiao asked while looking at Han Yueao's reaction. Then let's eat together. It won't cost much anyway. At the mention of Lin Hang, Han Yueao's expression turned unnatural. As soon as the two of them finished speaking, Lin Hang came in alone. He didn't bring his brothers. Big brother Lin this way. Su Xiaoxiao was always enthusiastic when she saw Lin Hang. Lin Hang was wearing a black windbreaker, and his hair was a little long. He walked over and sat down beside Su Xiaoxiao, across from Han Yueao. It was obvious that he was deliberately distancing himself from him. In the past, when the three of them ate together, he would always sit in the middle. Is it cold outside? Su Xiaoxiao asked. I'm not cold. You came here on a motorcycle? No, my motorcycle was borrowed. I took a taxi. Oh, that's good. Let's drink some wine. Anyway, you can take a taxi back later. You don't have to worry about drunk driving. After that, Su Xiaoxiao called the waiter and ordered 3 bottles of beer. Congratulations. Lin Hang raised his glass at Han Yueao. Before she could say anything, he downed his glass. It was as if he was angry with someone. Big brother Lin, drink slower. Yao Yao and I can't hold our liquor as well as you. How can we keep up with you drinking like this? It's okay, I'll drink more. You two can do whatever you want. Ignoring Su Xiaoxiao's advice, Lin Hang drank 3 glasses in a row. It was obvious that he didn't come with good intentions. Superstar. Congratulations on getting your wish. This time, you're finally famous and out of the world of commoners. Su Xiaoxiao and Han Yueyao could hear the obvious sarcasm in Lin Hang's words. Han Yueyao looked a little embarrassed. Big brother Lin, do you like our Yao Yao? Su Xiaoxiao asked with a smile. Those who didn't know would think she was joking. Chapter 3856. Lin Hang smiled mockingly. Am I good enough? She's going to be a superstar. What am I? I'm just a mechanic. Su Xiaoxiao could tell that Lin Hang was serious. Even the tone of his voice was filled with jealousy. To be honest, she was a little hurt. She had liked this man for so long. He did like another woman, but she believed that things weren't like what Gao Yaruo said, that Han Yueyao was flirting with him. It seemed that Yao Yao hadn't accepted Lin Hang yet. Otherwise, their relationship wouldn't be so delicate. My parents always had high hopes for me, but I was always disappointed in return. Later on, when I grew up, I understood what I wanted. To me, being an artist or a celebrity isn't important. What's important is that I have the ability to give my family a good life. Today, I was really lucky, but I don't know if I'll be so lucky next time. Anyway, I'll take it one step at a time. Thank you both for coming to celebrate with me today. I don't have any family or friends in this city, so thank you. Then Han Yueyao picked up the wine glass and took a big gulp. She finished the whole glass. Yao Yao, drink slowly. I'm fine. Ignoring Su Xiaoxiao's advice, Han Yueyao drank 3 glasses in a row. To be honest, this hot pot wasn't very enjoyable. The 3 of them each had their own thoughts. Su Xiaoxiao wanted to know what was going on with these two. Lin Hang liked Han Yueyao, but he felt that she was getting farther and farther away from him. Han Yueyao didn't think she did anything wrong. She just wanted her parents to live a comfortable life. Why was she misunderstood? After the hot pot, Lin Hang wanted to pay the bill, but Han Yueyao, who was a little drunk, pushed him away. I said it's my treat. No one is allowed to fight with me. Han Yueyao took out 5 100 yuan bills from her wallet and paid the bill. She's a little drunk. Take her home. Lin Hang glanced at Su Xiaoxiao. Big brother Lin, you and Yao Yao. Su Xiaoxiao had been holding back for the whole night. In fact, she had a lot of questions to ask the two of them. However, the atmosphere tonight was strange. She didn't ask until she finished eating. After paying the bill, she went to the washroom. Su Xiaoxiao looked at Lin Hang and asked vaguely. Xiaoxiao, I like her a lot. She's very real. I've been chasing her, but she didn't agree to it. Before, I wasn't convinced, but now I understand. We're not destined to be in the same world. I can't enter her world. This was the first time that Lin Hang had said so much to Su Xiaoxiao. However, they were actually talking about other girls. Undeniably, it was a little sad. Brother Lin, what about me? I don't belong to the same world as Han Yueyao, let alone you. Xiaoxiao, you're still young and don't know what true love is. After you've experienced a lot and seen through many things, you'll know what you want. Go back. You two go back as soon as possible. Lin Hang was in a bad mood today. After Han Yueyao was exposed by the media, she became a hot topic on Weibo. He clearly realized that he no longer had any interaction with her. A superstar versus a mechanic? No way. Even romance novels wouldn't write such a thing. So, when he took care of Han Yueyao in the hospital, Lin Hang had tried his best, but in the end he still couldn't move the girl's heart. When Han Yueyao came out of the washroom, she froze. Where's Lin Hang? He went back first. Oh, Yao, you haven't accepted brother Lin because of my uncle? Su Xiaoxiao's voice was very low. Chapter 3857. Why are you asking this? Han Yueyao was surprised. I'm just curious. Even without Su Yu, I wouldn't accept Lin Hang. First of all, I don't have the habit of stealing my friend's sweetheart. Second of all, I really don't like guys like Lin Hang. I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to feel sad. But since you know, I might as well tell you the truth. I hope you don't misunderstand. Han Yueyao was smart and understood what Su Xiaoxiao meant, so she confessed everything. I'm glad you said that. It seems I made the right friend. Su Xiaoxiao smiled and felt completely relieved. Then they went back to the dorm. At South Hill Manor, after returning from his mother's house, Huamin was restless. Qin Chu got off work late and the two kids were asleep. Only then did Qin Chu return, exhausted. "Honey, you're still awake?" The moment Qin Chu went upstairs, he saw Huamin standing at the door of the bedroom in his pajamas. "It's too early to sleep. Are you happy that Jixin and Bella got their marriage certificate?" With a smile, Qin Chu took off his suit jacket. "How did you know? Did you check Jixin and Bella's WeChat moments?" Huamin asked. "Do I need to check WeChat moments? Jixin called me and asked for a vacation. They're going on their honeymoon. Honey, did you approve it?" "He's my brother-in-law. How can I not approve it? Not only did I approve it, but I also plan to reimburse all their honeymoon expenses. Honey, you're the best." Full of happiness, Huamin stood on his tiptoes and kissed Qin Chu on the cheek. "I'm covered in dust. Kiss me after I shower." "Ha! After you shower, I won't kiss you anymore. After all, you smell like shower gel." Huamin smiled mischievously. "Jixin and Bella are going on vacation for half a month. They must be very busy at the company," Huamin said. "That's for sure. So, President Qin, do you need my help?" "You? Forget it. I can't bear to torture you. What time is it now?" Qin Chu immediately rejected his wife's suggestion. "But I can't stay idle at home. There's still some time before the due date. Why don't I find a private hospital to help?" Qin Chu was speechless. "Are you threatening me in disguise?" "Sort of. So, Mr. Qin, do you accept the threat? Do I have a choice?" Qin Chu felt wronged. Huamin knew his temper too well. That was why every time she acted coquettishly and blackmailed him, she would always succeed and never fail. "By the way, hubby, there's something I want you to investigate for me." "What is it?" Then Huamin told him about how Jixin saw Uncle Jing at the intersection during the day. After Qin Chu heard this, he fell silent. "Hubby, don't you think this is weird? You want me to ask Gao Ran to check the surveillance footage and see if that person is?" "Of course not. Uncle Jing is dead for sure. My mom saw the body and I saw him buried with my own eyes. I'll call Gao Ran now and ask him to check the surveillance footage. I want to see if the dead person has come back to life or if someone is behind this." Like Huamin, Qin Chu didn't think it was a good thing to see a dead person on the street. Jixin was naive, but they weren't. Meanwhile, on an island in Australia, after driving the speedboat for a while, Lu Yen felt exhilarated. Then, she reached the shore and jumped off the speedboat. "Boss, more and more people are looking for you. Rumor has it that the woman named Zheng Ro is in your hands. Her father is very powerful and has asked many people to find you." "In my hands? Do I look like a picky eater? Why would I catch someone like her? To cook her in hot pot?" Lu Yen glared at him and cursed. Chapter 3858. Someone must have released the news on purpose. "I won't take the blame. Damn it. Go and find out who took the woman." "Okay, I'll go and find out." Lu Yen looked angry. She had been enjoying a peaceful life on the island for a few days, but this happened. It seemed she was destined to be on the move. In the master bedroom of South Hill Manor, "Honey, what did Gao Ran say?" Gao Ran said, "He couldn't find the person." "Couldn't find the person, or did someone erase the surveillance footage?" "I'm not sure. Anyway, we checked all the surveillance footage at the time and place you told us, but we didn't see the person Jixin mentioned." Jixin would never lie, especially about Uncle Jing. Jixin would never lie. Huamin's tone was certain. She trusted her brother completely. "I know. Jixin must have seen it. But the person didn't want to be found under surveillance. So, it's very strange." Qin Chu analyzed the situation. Like Huamin, he felt it wasn't a good thing. "If it were before, I would have thought it was unbelievable. But then I saw Yen wearing a human skin mask. So, I don't think it's a big deal." Hearing Huamin's words, Qin Chu guessed her thoughts. "You think it's a human skin mask?" "It's possible. With the advanced technology, it's possible to have plastic surgery on Uncle Jing's face," let alone a human skin mask. If that's the case, it's even scarier. Why would they want to make him look like a dead person? Qin Chu frowned slightly. She held Huamin's hand tighter. Because it's the only way to get in touch with Jixin, my mom, and me. Huamin smiled. Honey, I won't let any harm come to you or our children. Never again. Qin Chu knew Huamin suspected these people came for her. After all, Jixin and their mother were useless. The truth proved that these people did come for Huamin. Huamin's identity was very precious. She was the daughter of a famous professor and the sister of the devil incarnate Lu Yen. Just these two identities alone were enough to make many people think about them. Honey, I'm fine. I'll take good care of myself and won't make you worry again. To comfort Qin Chu, Huamin leaned against Qin Chu's chest. She didn't want Qin Chu to lose sleep because of her. She didn't want to go through the 4 years of separation in the States again. Midnight, in a nightclub in the city. Many people went to celebrate the birthday of a rich girl, including Wei Ying and Yi Xiaoyang. Everyone was in a good mood and played until 1 o'clock in the morning. Wei Ying seemed to have drunk too much and was a little drunk. Then she stood up unsteadily. Ying, where are you going? Yi Xiaoyang followed her closely. I'm calling my driver to take me home to sleep. I'm tired. You're going home so early. Stay a little longer. No. You guys go ahead. Wei Ying pushed Yi Xiaoyang's hand away mercilessly and walked down the corridor. As she walked, she took out her cell phone and called her driver. Just then, a white handkerchief appeared in Yi Xiaoyang's hand. He covered Wei Ying's face with the handkerchief. There's ketchup on your face. Let me wipe it for you. Yi Xiaoyang smiled. Just as Wei Ying was about to refuse, she smelled a strange odor. Then she lost consciousness and fell into Yi Xiaoyang's arms. Chapter 3859. Oh, Huiyanyan, that bitch is awesome. This thing is indeed powerful. I'll ask her for more in the future. Yi Xiaoyang didn't believe Huiyanyan before, but Huiyanyan's words were perfect for flirting. He was just testing it, but to his surprise, Wei Ying fainted as soon as she asked. Then Yi Xiaoyang helped Wei Ying walk out. Young Master Yi, you're leaving so early? Yeah. I'm done. On the way out, people kept greeting him, but he didn't bother to respond. Outside, he put Wei Ying in the passenger seat and fastened her seatbelt. Then, Yi Xiaoyang drove to a hotel not far from the nightclub. Zijin Hotel was a low-key, luxurious 5-star hotel at 9 o'clock. It was one of GK's new chain hotels. Because it was luxuriously decorated and located in a good location, it had been well received since it opened 3 months ago. Yi Xiaoyang helped the drunk Wei Ying stagger into the lobby. I'd like a suite. My girlfriend is drunk. Yi Xiaoyang took out his ID card and threw it at the front desk. The receptionist at the front desk was used to seeing rich second-generation heirs flirt with girls, so she didn't find it strange and immediately took care of the paperwork. Yi Xiaoyang took the room card and helped Wei Ying to the elevator upstairs. At this moment, Yi Xiaoyang's cell phone rang. Young Master, how's your hand? Huiyanyan's naughty voice came from the phone. Give me 1 more hour. When I'm satisfied, you can arrange for those people to come in. Okay, young Master Yi. Have fun. Huiyanyan put down her cell phone with a wicked smile on her face. At this moment, Shen Mingxi was in his mansion, reading company documents and preparing to go to bed. Then his WeChat beeped. He opened it and saw it was from a client he had a good relationship with. President Shen, is your ex-wife with that rich second-generation heir of the Yi family? No. What's wrong? Shen Mingxi was puzzled. I see. The client said evasively. What's wrong? Did something happen? Shen Mingxi thought it was the middle of the night and the client wouldn't send a WeChat message just to gossip. President Shen, there's something I don't know if I should tell you. What? Shen Mingxi's eyelids twitched. Haven't I been living in the purple golden flower recently? When I came back from supper, in the hall, I saw your ex-wife. Oh, I should call her Miss Wei now. She went to get a room with that kid from the Yi family. Get a room? That's impossible, right? Although he knew Yi Xiaoyang was pursuing Wei Ying, he didn't think Wei Ying would offend him. Shen Mingxi felt like his scalp was about to explode when he heard the words, room. It's true. I just saw it. There's no mistake. It's your ex-wife and that boy from the Yi family. All right, thank you for telling me all this. After putting down his phone, Shen Mingxi hurried downstairs and sped all the way to Zijinhua. Yi Xiaoyang was very pleased to see that Wei Ying had been in a daze after being drugged. As long as the raw rice was cooked in a while, Hui Yanyan's later plan would be added. Even if Wei Ying didn't want to, there was nothing she could do. So Yi Xiaoyang was very careless. After entering the room and putting Wei Ying on the big bed, he went to take a shower. When he walked to the bed in a bathrobe and was about to kiss Wei Ying, the doorbell rang. The doorbell rang at an inappropriate time, and it sounded very urgent. Who is it? Yi Xiaoyang scolded in annoyance. Chapter 3860. Yi Xiaoyang was annoyed to be interrupted. But the doorbell kept ringing and he couldn't just sit and watch. So, he got up reluctantly, put on a white bathrobe and walked to the door. Then, he opened the door without warning. What greeted him was a punch, a vicious punch. Yi Xiaoyang screamed and fell on the red carpet. Shen Mingxi rushed up without saying a word and raised his fist to punch him. Shen Mingxi wasn't weak. These young masters of the top families all had some skills to protect themselves from being kidnapped. People like Tang Chuan, Wei Liao, and Shen Mingxi could easily knock down 7 or 8 people on the street. Yi Xiaoyang spent all his time in debauchery and had forgotten all about self-defense skills. So, he could only be beaten up one-sidedly. God knows how many seconds it took Shen Mingxi to drive here, flip out at the front desk, and rush all the way up. He was like a crazed beast. He had never expected that Yi Xiaoyang would disregard his status and drug Wei Ying and do such a despicable thing. So, when he heard the client call to inform him, he lost his mind instantly. 5 minutes later, Yi Xiaoyang lay on the ground in a bloody mess. He couldn't get up. He couldn't speak. If he could take a selfie with his cell phone, he would see clearly that it was a pig's head. After beating him up enough, Shen Mingxi ordered the hotel security, "Take him to the hospital. Otherwise, he'll be disabled for life." When Shen Mingxi said this, there was no emotion in his voice. It was extreme indifference. If China was a society ruled by law, he would have stabbed Yi Xiaoyang more than 20 times to vent his anger. Frightened, the security guards dragged Yi Xiaoyang away and took him to the hospital. Shen Mingxi came back to his senses. He walked over and looked at Wei Ying on the bed. It was as if she had fallen asleep. She was so quiet and beautiful. Shen Mingxi gently covered Wei Ying's face with his clean hands. Instantly, warmth spread all over his body. "Ying, I'm glad I'm not late," he whispered in her ear. Shen Mingxi didn't leave the hotel and stayed in the suite to take care of Wei Ying. He even invited a private doctor over. The doctor stammered and said that Miss Wei was fine. She was just drugged. It won't be harmful to the body either. It'll be fine once the effects of the medicine wear off. Before he left, the private doctor whispered something into Shen Mingxi's ear, putting him in a difficult position. "President Shen, there are some aphrodisiac ingredients in Ms. Wei's medicine, so..." Shen Mingxi's face turned cold when he heard this. Yi Xiaoyang, that bastard, was really despicable and shameless. It would not be too much to beat him to death. Drugging the person he liked, how crazy was he to do that? "What should I do then?" Shen Mingxi asked in a very serious manner. The private doctor was speechless. "President Shen, we're all adults," the private doctor said tactfully. "If I don't do that, is there any other way to get the antidote?" "That's possible. Just put her head in cold water to wake her up. But the weather is so cold now. If we do that, Miss Wei might catch a cold and fall sick." "I got it. You can leave now." After the private doctor left, Shen Mingxi sat on the edge of the bed, deep in thought. First, he could use that method to soothe her desire. But it was wrong to do it without Wei Ying's knowledge. Second, he could let her take a cold bath, but she might catch a cold. Biting his lips, Shen Mingxi looked at the unconscious Wei. Finally, he made up his mind and stood up slowly. Chapter 3861. When Hui Yanyan rushed in with the reporters in a frenzy, this was what they saw. Huang was curled up in Shen Mingxi's chest. Shen Mingxi wrapped her tightly with the quilt. He didn't let Wei Ying expose herself at all. The door was closed and outsiders couldn't enter unless they had a room card. That was why Hui Yanyan could open the door so easily and bring so many reporters and media people with her. In an instant, Shen Mingxi understood everything. Then he became even angrier. Hui Yanyan was involved in setting up Ying? Hui Yanyan, on the other hand, sent Yi Zhaoyang a message before the operation, but he didn't reply. At the time, she laughed and said that this guy was too happy to reply to her message. Then, she had to stick to the original plan. That was why she brought so many reporters to catch them in the act. Rather than catching them in the act, it was more like she wanted to expose this matter and force Wei Ying and the Wei family to marry. The Wei family was a wealthy family in this city and couldn't tolerate a scandal. If they really found out that their daughter was having an affair with the youngest son of the Yi family, then the wedding would be inevitable. Back then, Hui Yanyan gave Yi Zhaoyang this idea. Yi Zhaoyang thought it was a little despicable. But if he could marry Wei Ying, he didn't care about these details. Hui Yanyan originally thought it was a perfect plan. She brought people in to take photos and publish them in the newspaper. She wanted to see Wei Ying's face filled with panic, shock, fear, and regret. She knew that Wei Ying hated her, and she wanted her to hate her even more. However, all of this was ruined because of Shen Mingxi's appearance. So, when Hui Yanyan rushed in, her first reaction was, "Why are you here? Why are you here?" Hui Yanyan's face turned pale. The reporters behind her naturally didn't know about this. Hui Yanyan said she was going to give them a piece of news about a wealthy family, so they followed. They didn't expect it to really happen. There were also people who commented while filming the video, "I really didn't expect that young Master Shen and Miss Wei would get back together after a century. I believe that many fans will be very happy to know about it, right? Let me ask you, why are you here?" Hui Yanyan rushed over like a madwoman and questioned Shen Mingxi. "Why can't I be here?" Shen Mingxi's expression seemed much calmer than hers. "Where's Yi Zhaoyang?" Hui Yanyan lowered her voice and asked through gritted teeth. "What a joke. How would I know where Yi Zhaoyang is?" "Shen Mingxi, what did you do?" "Hui Yanyan, I really want to ask you, what do you and Yi Zhaoyang want to do to Ying?" Shen Mingxi's eyes were cold. He looked at Hui Yanyan with hatred in his eyes. "You?" Hui Yanyan could not answer. While she was in a daze, more reporters and media personnel rushed in and took pictures. 30 minutes later, the scandal was completely exposed. The news that Shen Mingxi and Wei Ying had checked into a room at Purple Golden Flower Hotel was spread all over the city. To maintain order, the hotel drove all the reporters out, including Hui Yanyan. Inside the suite, Shen Mingxi held the feverish Wei Ying in his arms and carefully put cooling pads on her. "I'm cold. I'm cold." Wei Ying had not woken up. She just felt cold subconsciously. She felt like she was in a dream. First, she felt like she was walking in a hot desert. Then she felt cold as if she had fallen into an ice cave. After some hesitation, Shen Mingxi threw Wei Ying into the bathtub and let her soak in cold water. After the effects of the drug wore off, he took off his clothes and hugged her tightly to keep her warm. But he didn't expect that Hui Yanyan would bring people to catch them in the act. Now that things had developed to this point, it was already out of control. When the Wei family heard the news, they were furious. Wei Liao even smashed a priceless vase in the living room. "Honey, don't be impulsive." Jiang Shaowei tried to calm him down. Chapter 3862. Where are they now? Are they still in the hotel? Wei Liao was always gentle and rarely lost his temper, but when it came to his sister, he was very irritable. "Second young master, young madam is still in the hotel. She hasn't left." Hearing this, Wei Liao rubbed his temples and walked out with his coat. "Honey, it's too late. Let's talk about it in the morning." Jiang Shaowei looked at the time and saw it was 3:40 a.m. "It was the middle of the night, okay?" "It's okay, honey. I'll be back soon. You take our son to bed first." "Honey, don't yell at her. Don't scare Ying." Jiang Shaowei reminded him worriedly. "I know. Don't fight, okay?" Wei Liao reached out his hand gently and touched Dr. Zhang's face. Then he stormed out of the house with his men and went straight to the hotel. Shen Mingxi kept changing Wei Ying's towel until she didn't feel hot to the touch. Only then did he feel relieved. Wei Ying woke up in a daze. I'm thirsty. What? I want water. Wei Ying yelled for water. Shen Mingxi stood up immediately and brought her a glass of warm water. Wei Ying drank a big glass of water. Only then did she slowly open her eyes. Big brother Mingxi. When she saw Shen Mingxi, she was surprised. I'm glad you're okay. Your fever is finally gone. How come I'm here? Wei Ying's voice sounded weak, but when she saw Shen Mingxi, she wasn't worried at all. After all, Shen Mingxi was a man worthy of her trust. It's a long story. Shen Mingxi didn't know how to begin. I remember. I was drunk and wanted to go home. I was about to call the driver. I saw Yi Xiaoyang running after me. I don't remember the rest. Wei Ying felt dizzy and didn't know what had happened. Shen Mingxi patiently told him everything that had happened. He told him everything that had happened. Hearing this, Wei Ying was shocked. Actually, me, Wei Ying clenched her teeth in anger. She had always thought Yi Xiaoyang wasn't a good person. After hearing what Hu Min said on the cruise, she had a feeling that Yi Xiaoyang was in cahoots with Hui Yanyan to ruin her and Shen Mingxi's relationship. Since then, she had ignored him. She didn't even attend his invitations to dinner and didn't even reply to his WeChat messages. Today was a special occasion. It was a friend's birthday and the two of them had just bumped into each other. They didn't expect something like this to happen. I didn't expect him to be such a beast. Big brother Mingxi, I'm sorry to drag you down so late at night. Wei Ying was a little girl after all. She felt hurt and tears welled up in her eyes. That look was so pitiful. Shen Mingxi's heart ached for her. He pulled the blanket up and wrapped it around her even tighter. Inside, Wei Ying was wearing a set of white thermal underwear from the hotel. Shen Mingxi had asked a waitress to bring it to her. Therefore, since both of them were wearing clothes, there was nothing ambiguous about it. However, Shen Mingxi had appeared at this moment and saved Wei Ying, which made her feel touched. Don't say that. I'm glad you're okay. Otherwise, I won't be able to rest easy. Wei Ying was about to say something when Wei Liao rushed in with the bodyguards of the Wei family. Second brother, Wei Ying said in a small voice. Second brother Wei. Shen Mingxi greeted him. Without a word, Wei Liao walked over and carried Wei Ying off the bed, handing her to the bodyguards. Take Miss Wei away. Then Wei Liao grabbed Shen Mingxi's collar and punched him. Shen Mingxi, to save your family situation, you set Ying up and dragged our Wei family down with you. Where's your conscience? Wei Liao questioned him harshly. Chapter 3863. Brother Wei, you misunderstood me. No, I don't want to hear your explanation. Stay away from my sister in the future. Don't think that you can manipulate me just because you used despicable means this time. Our Wei family would rather lose our reputation than let my sister be with a scumbag like you. Wei Liao spat out some harsh words and then turned to leave angrily. Shen Mingxi didn't say anything. He knew why Wei Liao held a grudge against him. So, he didn't blame him. Then, Shen Mingxi left the hotel, and the farce came to an end. On his way back, he asked the hospital about the situation. Yi Xiaoyang had 4 broken ribs and his face was swollen. It would take him a while to recover. It seemed that when that guy recovered, another fierce battle would ensue. This time, he had offended the Yi family. After all, the second-generation heir of the Yi family was deeply protected by the Yi family. But as long as Wei Ying wasn't hurt, Shen Mingxi thought what he did was worth it. The news began to spread like wildfire. It was even more popular than the dance incident. On the way back, Wei Ying explained the whole thing to her second brother. Wei Liao only said one thing after hearing this. Yi Xiaoyang is a bastard. He colluded with Hui Yanyan to hurt you. But who started it? Why is Hui Yanyan so obsessed with you? It's all because of her hatred for Shen Mingxi. Wake up. Stop dreaming and don't hurt yourself. Yes, Wei Liao was a meticulous man who always saw things clearly. When Wei Ying and Shen Mingxi got married, Wei Liao didn't agree with his sister's eagerness to get married. But at that time, the Shen family and the Wei family were good friends. The two families tried their best to set them up, and the marriage was successful. Now it was a disaster. Wei Liao didn't want his sister to get involved in this mess again, so he strongly opposed it. Brother, Mingxi saved me. Otherwise, that bastard Yizhang would have. Draped in Wei Liao's coat, Wei Ying sat in the Audi A8 with her head lowered and spoke for Shen Mingxi. He owes you so much. Do you think he can repay you with just one saving? The Shen family's finances are tight right now, and their funds have been running out for a long time. Now that he's here to save the damsel in distress, how do you know that he doesn't have ulterior motives? Xiaoying, you've suffered so many losses, haven't you learned your lesson? In our circle, there's no such thing as true love. It's all about benefits. Brother, I don't agree with what you said. What about you and sister-in-law? Don't you two love each other? Where are Dr. Hua and President Qin? That's different. We've been through so much together, but what about you? Wei Liao tried to persuade his sister to come to her senses, but it was obvious that she had her heart set on Shen Mingxi. In the end, the siblings didn't speak much. Hui Yanyan, on the other hand, was furious. She had planned all this, but in the end, Shen Mingxi had gotten such a great bargain. When the news broke the next day, everyone guessed that the Shen and Wei families would reconcile. Then, the stocks of the two families magically skyrocketed. Even Pudding, who was usually quiet about gossip, couldn't help but gossip. She got up early in the morning and sent a WeChat message to Wei Yunchu before breakfast. Pudding, are you there? Wei Yunchu, yes. Pudding, about your auntie, Wei Yunchu, I'm not sure. My dad was so angry that my mom and I didn't dare to ask. Pudding, I plan to buy your and the Shen family stocks. I think they'll skyrocket. Wei Yunchu, Pudding, do you want to buy some? Wei Yunchu, forget it. I'm not in the mood. The three of us are going to Grandma's house. Now that Auntie's incident is so big, we have to go back for a family meeting. Pudding, if there's any news, remember to tell me. If there's news of marriage, I think the stocks will skyrocket. Wei Yunchu, Pudding, stocks seem very important to you. Pudding, sweat. Are you jealous? Wei Yunchu, I just think that you only care about stocks and don't care about me. Little Bean wouldn't treat Buin like this. The Wei family's young master's tone was full of resentment. His aggrieved look was as if he was owed tens of thousands of yuan. Pudding was even more vicious. Hearing his words, she replied. Chapter 3864. Pudding, since Little Bean is so good in your eyes, go after her. That's right, our little Pudding replied to Wei Yunchu in a righteous manner. Wei Yunchu, speechless, Wei Yunchu put away his cell phone silently and threw himself into Dr. Zhang's arms with an aggrieved expression. When Hua Min woke up in the morning, he was shocked to see the overwhelming news. He had only slept for one night and felt like something big had happened. The news didn't make it clear and didn't mention the instigator, Hua Yanyan. But Hua Min was smart enough to connect the dots between Shen Mingxi and Yi Zhaoyang being seriously injured and hospitalized last night. What's your plan today? At breakfast, Qin Chu asked Hua Min. Prenatal checkup. Where are you going? The first hospital is closer to home, but I miss South Side, so I plan to go back for the checkup. Okay, I'll go with you. Aren't you busy today? I'll go to the company after the checkup. No, honey. I'll be fine by myself. I have bodyguards with me. Hua Min didn't want Qin Chu to worry too much. I'm worried. Qin Chu was indeed worried, especially about going back to South Side. You go with me. After breakfast, Qin Chu went back to South Side with Hua Min. When they got back, they learned that Hua Min's assistant, Qin Jie, had resigned. Jie had asked Hua Min about it, but Hua Min hadn't agreed. She didn't want her own matters to affect everyone, but she didn't expect that she would still resign. Vice Director, the baby is very healthy. Remember to come on time next time. The director of the OB/GYN department liked Hua Min very much and called him Vice Director. I'm not the Vice Director anymore. Don't call me that. I'll come on time. Thank you for your hard work. Hua Min didn't use his privileges when he came to South Side. Instead, they went through the normal process of registration, queuing up, and spending a lot of money. After coming out, she took out her phone with a heavy heart. She sent a WeChat message to Qin Jie. Shao Jie, You resigned? Why didn't you tell me? With your current body, you need to rest well. You don't have to worry about these trivial matters. You've been acting weird lately. What are you and Yang up to? Let's talk when we meet. Sister Mian, I have to go now. After a few simple words, there was nothing else. Huamin mumbled a few words, but Qin Chu did not reply. The two of them went to the headquarters together. On the other side, Wei Liao was in a bad mood after a big fight with his sister at home. Instead of going to the company, he went to Su Yu's house to drink. Tang Chuan and Qi Ning hadn't even gotten out of bed when he called them. Qi Ning drove back to South Hill Manor to have dinner. Tang Chuan didn't even wash his face and went straight to Su Yu's house to meet him. Su Yu's house was very quiet. When they arrived, Su Yu had just woken up. The house was empty. You can't live without a woman. There's no warmth in the house at all. Lord Su, why don't you get a husky? It can make you happy every day. You look like a husky to me. Su Yu glanced at Tang Chuan coldly. What's wrong with you? You look like you're mourning someone. Su Yu saw that Wei Liao's face had been dark since he walked in. Didn't you watch the news? Tang Chuan smiled. I did. Is it about the thing with Mingxi? Su Yu was very calm. This guy didn't sleep with your sister. You're really calm. Wei Liao stared at Su Yu with dissatisfaction. Chapter 3865. Damn, what are you saying? Am I that kind of person? Su Yu didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Masters, are you hungry? We haven't seen each other so early in the morning. I'm hungry. Ning went to South Hill Manor for food. I haven't eaten a single grain of rice. Is there anything to eat? With that, Tang Chuan went to rummage through the fridge but found nothing. Young Master Su, you can throw away your fridge. It's just for show and useless. I'm too lazy to buy it. I can't remember. And do you know how to cook? Can you make us something to eat? Me. And was in a difficult position. Don't make things difficult for an. Go buy us something. I'm starving. Su Yu took out his wallet and threw it into Anne's arms. Then, without telling him what to buy, he sent Anne out. The weather in the north was getting colder and colder. Especially in the morning and at night, Su Yu turned on the Nordic-style fireplace in the living room. The three men sat around the fire and warmed themselves. Wei, calm down. I think you can't blame Shinmingxi for this. If that Yi guy really got his way, your family would be in a difficult position. Should you marry him or not? If you don't, you'll lose face. After all, the photos have been published. If you marry him, you all know that it's his trap. Also, I think your sister doesn't like the second son of the Yi family. Su Yu saw through the whole thing and went straight to the point. I won't let my sister get hurt a second time. How do you know it must be hurt? They're both willing. You seem to be trying to break them up. Tang Chuan looked at Wei Liao. I won't comment on Shinmingxi's character, but the little bitch left behind by Hui Yanyan is still living in his house. Let's not talk about how Hui Yanyan is still alive. Even if Hui Yanyan is dead, that child is not a kind person. My sister won't have a peaceful life with him. That's true. Su Yu nodded in agreement. I have an idea. Tang Chuan suddenly had an idea. Su Yu and Wei Liao turned to look at him at the same time. Let's find someone to assassinate that Hui Yanyan and the little one. Isn't that enough? Cut the weeds and eliminate the roots. Su Yu, Wei Liao was speechless. We won't go so far as to kill them. It's not to the point where we have to kill them. Even if we kill them, we won't be the ones to do it. What grudge do we have with them? Shen Mingxi will be the one to do it, Su Yu said. But Shen Mingxi's character is like a woman. He's soft-hearted and soft-hearted. This was Tang Chuan's comment. After all, they had been brothers for many years. Su Yu and Tang Chuan's words touched Wei Liao's heart. He strongly opposed his sister's relationship with Shen Mingxi not only because of what had happened in the past. More importantly, it was because of the future. He didn't think Shen Mingxi could bring Wei Ying long-term peace and happiness. That was why he strongly opposed their separation even though he knew they loved each other. Shen Mingxi didn't go to the company after the scandal was exposed. Instead, he went home. In the morning, The housemaid made breakfast and Shen Mingxi came out to eat. Tian Tian sat beside him. She looked at Shen Mingxi as if she had something to say. Uncle Shen. Yeah. Will you marry Auntie Wei Ying? Shen Mingxi paused. He didn't know how to answer. That woman won't let you be together. She'll destroy it. The woman Tian Tian mentioned seemed to be Hui Yanyan. Shen Mingxi didn't speak. Uncle Shen, don't you have a friend in the Municipal Public Security Bureau? I think you should ask the police to arrest that woman and never let her out. That way, our lives will be peaceful and you'll be able to be with Auntie Wei Ying. Shen Mingxi's hand holding the glass of milk trembled. Was this 6-year-old girl instigating him to lock up her biological mother? Chapter 3866. Tian Tian saw the change in Shen Mingxi's expression and immediately changed her words. Uncle Shen, do you also think that I'm cruel? But I had no choice. For such a long time, that woman has been crazy. When I went to see her before, she almost strangled me to death. She's no longer the mother who used to treat me well. She's now the devil. She's indeed a changed person. Thinking of what Hui Yanyan had done, Shen Mingxi sighed. So, you can't be soft-hearted. Only then can you and Auntie Wei Ying have a chance. Tian Tian's eyes were very clear when she said this. Shen Mingxi had a feeling that there was something hidden behind Tian Tian's expression. But on second thought, she was only a 6-year-old child. How could she be so scheming? This time, I won't forgive her. Shen Mingxi seemed to have made up his mind and made a decision to Hui Yanyan. The news about Shen Weiyang's family continued to spread and everyone was talking about it. At the same time, Qin Chu and Huamian were calm and went to work at the headquarters. After Huamin started his career, he indulged himself in eating and drinking every day. Following his husband everywhere, Qin Chu even wanted to bring Huamin to meetings. He spoiled him to the heavens. That afternoon, Huamin sat on the sofa in Qin Chu's office and read a book on his bookshelf. It was a popular book, 9 Types of Personality. Then his cell phone rang. It was a call, not a WeChat message. Okay, I'm at the company. Come over. After hanging up, Huamin glanced at Qin Chu who was working on some documents. Honey, Ni Yang and Jie will come to the company in a while. What's up? Qin Chu asked because Ni Yang and Chen Jie never came to the headquarters. They asked Huamin out either at home or in the restaurant. She didn't say on the phone, but I heard Jie said she wanted to tell me something. All right, let them come to the office later. Qin Chu thought that Ni Yang had retired for a long time and was bored. He wanted to start a company for fun, so he came to learn from Qin Chu and Huamin. However, they were wrong this time. 20 minutes later, Ni Yang drove his low-key Lexus to GK headquarters. Wearing sunglasses, he held Chen Jie's hand and doted on her. Wow, that person looks like Ni Yang Appa. He looks like him. Although he's wearing glasses, I can still recognize him. I used to be his fan for years. At the front desk, several female employees were whispering to each other. In the top floor office, Qin Chu's assistant, Xiao Yang, led them in and brought in 3 cups of coffee and a cup of warm milk. That's right, hot milk is for pregnant women. It's rare for the 2 of you to come here. Come, take a seat. When Huamin saw the 2 of them, he felt especially close. Qin Chu also put down his work and came over. The 4 of them sat down across from each other. Sis, brother-in-law, we're here today because we have something to talk to you about. Ni Yang took off his sunglasses and spoke in a formal tone. I know. Otherwise, you would never come to our company. Huamin held the cup of milk and chuckled. However, Chen Jie and Ni Yang looked very serious and didn't seem to be smiling at all. This was different from how they usually were. What's wrong? Did you run into some trouble? Qin Chu thought that the couple was too embarrassed to talk about it. For example, borrowing money or buying internal shares. Chapter 3867. Yes, but I don't know how to tell you. After Ni Yang finished speaking, he lowered his head guiltily. Let me tell you. Chen Jie took a deep breath and put her hand on Ni Yang's. What's wrong with you two? Just tell me what you want to say. Why are you so distant from me? Huamin noticed something was wrong with them today. Sister Min. Xianxia looked at Huamian and wanted to say something, but she swallowed her words and was too embarrassed to continue. Yang mustered up his courage and said, Sis, we're going to immigrate. Immigrate? Indeed, Huamin didn't expect this at all. However, Qin Chu's expression remained calm. Yang nodded. We've wanted to immigrate for a long time, but we didn't want to leave you. You've helped us a lot, and we want to protect you forever. But now that you're no longer in the hospital and Jie has resigned, we have to immigrate. Chen Jie continued to explain, Sister Mian, as you know, Yang comes from a special family. Shuai and his mom used to live a hard life. Although they're rich now, there are always rumors that bother us, especially Shuai. He's often criticized at school, so we've been thinking of leaving for a long time. After Yang retired, he's not active on the big screen, but whenever he goes out shopping or eating, he'll be followed and harassed by fans. So, we want to move to another place, abandon our current lives, and start a new life. That's a good thing. Are you too stupid? Why are you so embarrassed to say it? Huamin was surprised to hear that they were going to immigrate, but he was genuinely happy for them. We just don't want to leave you. You're pregnant with your second child, and we want to take care of you, Xianxia said with tears in her eyes. Without Huamin, she wouldn't be who she was today, even though she had only been an assistant for a few years. However, she gained a lot. Not only did she receive a lot of professional guidance from Huamin, but she also married Yang and had a happy family. What are you talking about? It's a good thing that you're migrating to a new place. It's not like you'll never see each other again. Your brother-in-law and I often fly abroad. Which country do you want to go to? Chen Jie and Yang looked at each other. Denmark. Denmark is great. It's the happiest country in the world. A fairy tale town. It's a good thing. Has the immigration application been processed? I have a client over there. I can help you contact him. Qin Chu, who had been silent all this time, opened his mouth. We've already settled it, brother-in-law. Because I used to be a singer and I've accumulated a lot of wealth over the years, they approved it very quickly. When the time comes, me, my mother, my brother, and Xiao Jie will all leave together. We've already contacted an agent to sell the house and car here. Not bad. You have good taste. Huamin smiled and patted Yang on the shoulder. Sis, I'm sorry that I have to leave you. Yang still couldn't stand Huamian. After all, he had always treated her as his biological sister and had always wanted to stay by her side. What are you talking about? I have your brother-in-law to take care of me now. There are so many people at home. Don't worry. After I give birth to the baby, your brother-in-law and I will go to Denmark to visit you. It'll be a vacation. Chen Jie and Yang were very touched by Huamin's open-mindedness and blessings. Let's have lunch together. Qin Chu looked at his watch and invited them. Okay, we'll treat you, Yang said immediately. Sister Mian, after you give birth, you don't plan to go back to the hospital? Can you really give up your career as a doctor? After working for Huamin for years, Chen Jie knew Huamin's passion and love for doctors. Hearing this question, Huamin lowered his head and didn't say anything. Qin Chu tilted his head and glanced at his wife, his heart aching for her. Chapter 3868. Huamin didn't know how to respond to Chen Jie's sudden question. She was right. Were they really not going back? Qin Chu felt sorry for his wife, so he raised his hand and placed it on her shoulder. Mian can go back to work after she gives birth. Even if she can't go back to South Side, there's still the first hospital. If she can't go back to the first hospital, we can open our own private hospital. Huamin, Chen Jie. Brother-in-law is indeed powerful and domineering. Yang laughed, livening up the atmosphere. Huamin looked at Mr. Qin happily. Having a domineering so as her husband made her feel so warm that she could cry at any moment. Why didn't she have such a crazy idea of opening her own private hospital? Then, the four of them went to eat. On the other side, Shen Mingxi was summoned back to the Shen family for interrogation in the afternoon. The elders of the Shun family were furious about this incident and kept interrogating Shen Mingxi about what happened. Tian Tian, who came back from abroad, didn't go to school. She said she wasn't feeling well and stayed in Shen Mingxi's house to recuperate. Today, Hui Yanyan came to the house again. The housekeeper didn't dare to say anything. Go out and buy groceries. Tian Tian looked at the housekeeper coldly. But Miss Tianan, can you do it by yourself? It's okay. She's my mom. She won't do anything to me. Tian Tian's tone was very calm. She didn't sound like a 6-year-old at all. Seeing Hui Yanyan bring a few tattooed gangsters with her, the housekeeper didn't dare to say anything. She took the grocery basket and left. Tian Tian glanced at Hui Yanyan. Tell them to leave. I have something to talk to you about. You guys go out and wait for me outside. Hui Yanyan sent the gangsters away with a few words. Tian Tian and Hui Yanyan were the only ones left in the big house. Tian. Hui Yanyan opened her mouth. Tian Tian raised her hand, signaling her not to speak. Then she took out her phone and seemed to have opened something. After 3 beeps, Tian Tian said, Okay, you can tell me now. What were you doing just now? Hui Yanyan did not understand what her daughter was doing just now. I'll see if he planted a bug in the house. The him that Tian Tian was referring to was none other than Shen Mingxi. How is that possible? Hui Yanyan looked incredulous. What's impossible about that? When I was in Singapore, my neighbors often installed this. Fortunately, I was smart enough to buy an anti-eavesdropping device on my phone. Then, does Shen Mingxi know? Are you stupid? How would he know? I bought it because I was afraid that he would spy on me. Tian Tian looked at Hui Yanyan mockingly. Are you still my daughter? Hui Yanyan came in a hurry the last time. She thought that the children were catching up with each other and didn't meet her, so she didn't have any feelings for them. He wanted to have a good chat with her and treat her better. However, this child seemed to be different from before. Of course not. Who would want a mother like you? Tian Tian smiled coldly. Tian Tian, I know you hate me. I was wrong at the treatment center, but I couldn't even protect myself at that time. I could only go crazy. Hui Yanyan tried to explain that time, thinking that the children held grudges because of that incident. Don't put on a sad act with me, Huiyan. I'm not a child who can be manipulated by you anymore. If you want to die, go ahead. But don't drag me down with you. I don't want to die yet. What nonsense are you talking about? Do you know who you're talking to? Faced with Tian Tian's disrespect, Hui Yanyan was furious. Chapter 3869. Of course I know. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be where I am today. You should have brought me and Uncle Shen together and lived a happy life. You're just like your stupid mother. You had a good hand, but you played it so badly. How could you talk about your grandma like that? Hui Yanyan's eyes widened in disbelief. Grandma? Does she deserve it? If that damned old witch didn't come back and kidnap Auntie Huamin's twins, we wouldn't be where we are today. Not only did you not wake up, but you also walked the so-called path of revenge like her. I'm disappointed in you. You're not smart, and the Hua family has bad genes. You don't have good skills. But I'm not you. I won't walk the same path as you. If you want to take me with you, give up. I won't leave the Shen family, or rather, I won't leave Shen Mingxi. Are you really Tian Tian? If Hui Yanyan hadn't seen it with her own eyes and heard it with her own ears, she wouldn't have believed it. Even an adult wouldn't be able to say what she had just said. She was just a child, but she was so cold to her dead grandmother and her only mother. What on earth was wrong with her? Of course I don't want to be your Tian Tian. You can say that I'm greedy for riches and that I like to be a rich missy, but I'm fine here. Shen Mingxi treats me well and provides me with good food and drinks. I don't want to leave. I don't want to be like you, crazy and ungrateful. I'll stay here, you can leave. Oh, by the way, if you want to live, you'd better leave this city and never come back. Because I think you've crossed Shen Mingxi's bottom line by attacking Wei Ying. Won't let you go. Tian Tian turned and went upstairs. Tian Tian. Don't call me Tian Tian. I'm not. I'm Shen Sidong. I'm Shen Mingxi's adopted daughter. Hui Yanyan froze on the spot in shock. She had never imagined that her conversation with her daughter would be so estranged. Her daughter didn't want to acknowledge her and even had the same surname as Shin Mingxi. Did Shin Mingxi ask her to do all this? Thinking of this, Hui Yanyan became even angrier. On the other side, Su Yu and Tang Chuan accompanied Wei Liao to drink for the whole day. In the afternoon, they went to the company in a daze. For the first time, Second Master Wei was in such a bad mood. After getting drunk, he was picked up by Jiang Xiaowei. As for Tang Chuan, Su Yu wanted to call Qin Ning to pick him up, but Tang Chuan refused. He was afraid that Qin Ning would teach him a lesson if she found out that he was drunk. In the end, he could only ask him to drive Tang Chuan back to his villa to rest. Su Yu was picked up by the company's chauffeur and went to Imperial Star. However, he didn't expect to hear such rumors as soon as he entered. Do you know? Someone said on the internet that she's President Su's mistress. Yeah, no wonder President Su dotes on her so much and gave her this opportunity. Han Yueyao is pretty. I think President Su has good taste. Guess how long it'll take for Su Yu to get tired of her? This girl is so lucky to have a meteoric rise. Some female colleagues were gossiping enthusiastically. Han Yueyao had just finished dancing upstairs and came downstairs. He listened to all of these words without missing a single word. Hey, guys, stop talking. She's here. Seeing Han Yueyao come downstairs, everyone looked at her strangely. At this moment, Su Yu walked up to her. In front of the female employees, he looked at Han Yueyao and deliberately raised his voice. I'm here to pick you up for dinner, President Su's mistress. Chapter 3870. Ahem, Han Yueyao coughed violently and almost choked. What kind of boss would make fun of himself like this? Embarrassed, the female employees greeted Su Yu immediately. Hello, President Su. President Su, you're here. Ignoring them, Su Yu looked at Han Yueyao. Let's go. Where are we going? To a hotel, Su Yu said loudly on purpose. Ahem, Han Yueyao coughed violently again. She didn't regain her composure until they sat down in the dining room. It's just a meal. Do you have to make fun of yourself like this? Those gossipy people won't believe me even if I say no. They'll continue to spread rumors and make things worse. So, the best way to deal with them is, admit it? Han Yueyao asked Su Yu uncertainly. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. There's nothing between us. Yeah. Do you want something more? Su Yu teased her. Of course not. Boss, don't scare me. I'm from a small family and can't take your threats. Okay, let's get down to business. How have you been these days? They found a random cafe and ordered 2 cups of coffee, a muffin, some snacks, and a pizza. In fact, Su Yu wasn't hungry. He just wanted to ask Han Yueyao about her live stream since the second round was starting this week. I'm good. I've been dancing and listening to all kinds of music to find the feeling. You didn't post the Weibo post, right? Su Yu asked her. Yeah. My agent helped me manage it. Are you confident this week? Han Yueyao shook her head immediately. I knew you'd be so useless. With a chuckle, Su Yu picked up his coffee cup. Su Yu looked very handsome when he smiled. Both of his eyes were curved downwards like crescent moons. Han Yueyao thought Su Yu looked warm when he smiled, not at all like the grumpy big boss. What are you looking at? Han Yueyao looked distracted. I'm fine. You don't have to care about the rumors on the internet. Many people in the same industry will discredit each other in order to compete. This is a common method. You don't have to care about the company. They can say whatever they want. After all, we are an entertainment company. We can't not let people gossip. Su Yu's mentality was actually quite good. After being in the entertainment industry for so many years, he had already seen through many things. President Su, you don't have to comfort me. I can accept it. Actually, oh? Su Yu was surprised to hear that. He had thought that the young lady's heart would be shattered when she entered the entertainment industry. But now it seemed that she was in good condition. President Su, I know what kind of place the entertainment industry is. Rumors and slander are inevitable. I'm not afraid. God is fair to everyone. When you gain something, you lose something. Every gift that fate gives you carries a label. I understand, I understand. With a cup of hot coffee in her hand, Han Yueyao said these words seriously, which made Suyu look at her in a new light. Little girl, you have a good mentality. Suyu smiled and continued to drink his coffee. President Su, yeah? I have something to tell you, but I'm afraid you'll reject me. Han Yueyao hesitated and looked bashful. Are you going to confess your love to me? Suyu asked her. Chapter 3871. I won't do such a destructive suicide. Suyu, President Su, I want to borrow some money from you. Oh no, it's an advance on my salary. An advance on your salary? President Su touched the tip of his nose. This was new to him. You can deduct the money from my salary when I run errands for the company. How much do you want to borrow? Your character isn't worth much to me. You'd better not ask for too much. Take it easy. Suyu was half joking. In fact, even if Han Yueyao asked for 1 million yuan, he wouldn't refuse. Huo Mian had talked to Suyu about Han Yueyao's character in private. She was trustworthy. Han Yueyao didn't speak. Instead, she raised 5 fingers. 5 million yuan? Suyu asked her. Startled, Han Yueyao almost spilled her coffee on the table. Are you kidding me? Boss, this is 50,000 yuan. Yes, it wasn't 5 million or 500,000 yuan. It was only 50,000 yuan. How dare you ask me for 50,000 yuan? When have I ever done such a small thing? I'll give you 100,000 yuan. No. I only want 50,000 yuan. Number 50,000 yuan is too little. I'll give you 100,000 yuan. It's settled. Suyu was very domineering. In his eyes, 100,000 yuan was as easy as 100 yuan for ordinary people. He thought it was a waste of resources for Han Yueyao to ask him for 50,000 yuan. So, he generously promised her 100,000 yuan. Han Yueyao thought her boss was a lunatic. She wanted to borrow 50,000 yuan from him, but he gave her 100,000 yuan. You don't have to thank me. I'll ask the finance department to deduct the money from your salary, Suyu said. Yes. I don't want to thank you. Suyu, now tell me why you want to borrow so much money? Suyu asked again. Boss, don't ask about my personal business. It's my employees' privacy. No. I'm not your boss anymore. From this moment on, I'm your friend Suyu. So, you must tell me. Suyu looked at her with a sly smile. You can do that? Han Yueyao looked surprised at how cunning Suyu was. So, do you want to tell me, or should I ask Mian to call you? No. Don't trouble Sister Mian with such a small matter. Xiaoxiao has a friend called Lin Hang, right? He paid for my medical bills when I was hospitalized, but I'm not related to him. I don't want to owe him a favor. Oh, isn't that guy chasing after you? In fact, Suyu knew everything about Han Yueyao and Su Xiaoxiao. He chased me, but I didn't agree. So I can't use his money. I want to return it to him as soon as possible. Then if you agree to be his girlfriend, you won't have to return the money, right? It's so simple. Boss, what kind of rotten idea is this? Your logic is, if I become your girlfriend, then I don't have to return it to you. In fact, she was just making an analogy and didn't think too much about it. But after she said it, she blushed in embarrassment. But Suyu didn't have much of a reaction. He just smiled and said, That's impossible. Even if you become my stepmother, I still have to return the money. Even biological brothers keep their accounts, let alone boyfriend and girlfriend. Fine. You win. Han Yueyao finally felt like she had lost. These big capitalists were ruthless. Okay, stop fooling around. Let's get down to business. The Lin Hang you mentioned is Xiaoxiao's friend, the one who repairs cars, right? Han Yueyao was about to answer when her cell phone beeped with a WeChat message. She opened it and saw only a few words on it. What are you doing? Chapter 3872. Han Yueyao looked at the WeChat message and was confused. You are? Don't you remember me? I'm your partner. Oh, it's you. Only then did Han Yueao remember the popular young actor. He seemed to be very popular now. He had a lot of female fans and recently starred in a movie about the Republic of China as a rich man. Since he wasn't an artist of imperial star, Han Yueao didn't have a deep impression of him. You have a bad memory. Han Yueao felt a little awkward. What are you doing? Eating, Han Yueao answered honestly. By yourself? Then with who? The guy seemed curious. With our boss. Su Yu? After that, there was no more sound from the other side. Han Yueao stopped playing with her cell phone. Just as she was about to put her cell phone away, her WeChat beeped and 100,000 yuan was transferred to her. Needless to say, it must be Su Yu. Okay, I've transferred the money to you. Why didn't you give me cash, President Su? Don't you know how expensive it is to withdraw cash from WeChat? Han Yueao joked with a sad face. Then, the next second she received a wallet from Su Yu. I'm full. Don't forget to pay the bill later. Then, Su Yu left. With trembling hands, Han Yueao opened the red envelope and found only 50 yuan inside. Su Yu, you're playing me? Han Yueao was speechless. 50 yuan was probably only enough for the withdrawal fee. She had to pay the bill herself? It seemed that capitalists were indeed calculative. After paying the bill, Han Yueao went to the bank and withdrew the money she wanted to return to Lin Hang. Out of the remaining 50,000 yuan, she kept 20,000 yuan for herself as pocket money. The 30,000 yuan was transferred to her mother's bank account. A few minutes after the money was transferred, she received a call from home. Han Yueao told her mother that her work here was good. Because the dance competition went well, the company gave her a bonus. His mother seemed very happy. Before hanging up, Han Yueao said, Mom, don't save money. You and Dad should eat something good. Don't eat cabbage and potatoes all the time. It's not nutritious. I can make money now and give you a good life. After chatting with his mother, his heart felt much warmer. Then, she took a taxi to Lin Hang's repair shop with 50,000 yuan in cash. Before she left, she sent a WeChat message to Xiao and told her about it. She didn't want to hide too much from Xiao. Xiao was still at work, so she accompanied her. When she arrived, Lin Hang and a mechanic were the only ones eating in the workshop. The food was not good. There were 2 boxes of rice, a box of stir-fried shredded potatoes, and a jar of Lao Gan Ma's chili sauce. Lin Hang, I'll return the money to you. Without further ado, she took out money from her purse and placed it on Lin Hang's desk. I said I don't want you to return it. His tone was cold as he continued eating. My mom taught me not to accept undeserved rewards. We're friends, but we're not so close that I won't return the 50,000 yuan. You don't have a good life either. Take it. Thank you for everything you've done for me. So, superstar, you're going to be famous, so you're in a hurry to draw the line with a stinky mechanic like me? Lin Hang put down his chopsticks, stood up slowly, and looked into Han Yueao's eyes. If you think so, then fine, Han Yueao said calmly. Is money really that important to you? More important than your conscience? He continued to ask her. Chapter 3873. Lin Hang, get it straight. My money is clean. I didn't steal it or rob it. How can you say I'm heartless? You asked me if I love money? Yes, I do. Who doesn't love money? I'm just a little more realistic. You took care of me in the hospital and paid for my medical expenses. I'm very grateful. I've always treated you as a friend. I've already told Xiao everything about us. Although she's not your girlfriend, she has the right to know about us. Anyway, thank you. Goodbye. Thank you. Han Yueao thought Lin Hang had a strange personality. Although he looked cold, the things he did were warm and kind. However, sometimes the words he said were unacceptable. With that, she turned and left. Leaving 50,000 yuan to Lin Hang, she walked out of the garage and heaved a sigh of relief. Big brother Lin, I think Miss Han isn't a good match for you. Forget it. Xiao is a good girl. The mechanic murmured in a low voice. Lin Hang didn't say anything or touch the 50,000 yuan. However, he wasn't in the mood to continue eating. At South Hill Manor, After work, Qin Chu drove Huamin home. They went to the school to pick up the kids. On the way, Huamin thought of that incident. Honey, did you ask Gao Ran? Is there any news about that incident? No. It's strange. How can a living person disappear from the camera? There are so many cameras in our city. That's why I said he dodged the camera on purpose. My poor brother. He foolishly thought Uncle Jing was back. Huamin smiled bleakly. As a doctor, she knew how a dead person could come back to life. It was most likely a conspiracy. Those mysterious enemies could even hypnotize Nie Lingxian. What else couldn't they do? Huamin and Qin Chu had a vague feeling that a shocking conspiracy was slowly approaching. They just didn't expect it to come so soon. In the evening, Huamin and Qin Chu were having dinner with their in-laws and children. Suddenly, she received a call from Jixin. Sis, Mom fainted. Can you come to the hospital? Fainted? Where is she? She fainted near Jixiang Mall. She was sent to the first hospital. She's in the emergency room now. Jixin's voice was urgent. I'll be right there. Huamian put down the bowl she had just taken a bite of and stood up. Honey, my mom fainted in the emergency room of the first hospital. Don't worry. Let's go. Qin Chu was afraid that Huamian would get anxious and slip if she walked too fast. Therefore, he had been carefully supporting her. What happened to your mother-in-law? Chu, take a good look and find a good doctor so that your mother-in-law can take good care of herself. Mrs. Qin Chu's mother stood up. You guys eat. Let the children go to bed early. Okay, we'll be home. Drive slowly. Don't worry. After that, Qin Chu and Huamin left. Huamin was a little flustered. Perhaps he had always thought that his mother was very healthy. When Huamin was working at Southside. Every 6 months, his mother would go for a physical examination. Yang Meirong's physical fitness was really good. Her old illness rarely acted up, so when Jixin said that she suddenly fainted, Huamin was very scared. It was probably some serious disease like cerebral hemorrhage. Honey, it's okay. Mom will be fine. Along the way, Qin Chu drove with one hand and put the other hand on Huamin's cold hand to comfort her. Chapter 3874. At the first hospital, when Huamin and Qin Chu arrived, Yang Meirong was still asleep. Jixin and Bella were both there. Sis, brother-in-law. How's Mom? What happened? She fainted and was brought here by a passerby. The doctor said she had a heart attack because of something. How could that be? Huamin frowned slightly. Both he and Jixin lived a comfortable life. Nothing could make his mother so emotional that she had a heart attack. Yeah, I'm curious too. But there were many witnesses. Mom fainted on her own. Someone didn't hit her, Jixin explained. Where's the doctor? Fuker. Over there. Jixin pointed at the office of the emergency department. Huamin hurried over with a big belly. Qin Chu followed closely behind, afraid that she would slip. Dr. Zhao. After entering the office, Huamin saw one of his colleagues. Vice Director Hua. The doctor stood up respectfully. Dr. Zhao, what happened to my mother? Was that your mother? The female doctor adjusted her glasses, looking surprised. Huamin nodded. Vice Director Hua, it's like this. Your mother has been suffering from heart problems for a long time. Today's episode was probably caused by some external stimulation. It was caused by emotional agitation. However, it's not life-threatening. We've already done a detailed examination on her and given her an injection. Now, she'll wake up after a good rest. Something. Huamin bit his lip, feeling that something was wrong. At your mother's age, she might have quarreled with someone while shopping. Anyway, we'll know when she wakes up. Okay, thank you, Dr. Zhao. After thanking him, Huamin walked out of the office. Qin Chu didn't say anything. He just quietly bought a few bottles of water from the vending machine. He gave 2 bottles to Jixin and Bella, and 1 for Huamin. Honey, drink some water first. Huamin took the bottle of mineral water that Qin Chu had unscrewed and drank a few mouthfuls. Then he entered the ward and stayed by his mother's side. When a person reaches middle age, they will gradually experience a midlife crisis. At Huomin's age, he had to take care of both the elderly and the young. If the children were not sick, then the elderly would be hospitalized. It was indeed worrying. Fortunately, in this family, Qin Chu was the pillar of support for everything. Sis, brother-in-law said that you haven't eaten. Are you hungry? What do you want to eat? I'll go buy it. Jixin stood behind Huomin. I'm not hungry. I don't feel like eating anything. Sister Mian, even if you don't eat, the baby still needs to eat. I'll go buy you some hot food. With that, Bella put on her coat and walked out. 5 minutes after Bella left, Yang Meirong woke up. Mom? Huomin was quick-witted. He hurried over and grabbed his mother's hand. Mian, why are you here? Mom, you fainted and were sent to the hospital. I fainted. In a daze, Yang Meirong tried to remember that she had gone to the mall to buy some discounted daily necessities, and then, Mom, you scared Sis and me. Sis and brother-in-law didn't eat. They were so scared that they rushed over. I think I'd better move back to live with you tomorrow. I'm worried about you staying at home alone. Jixin complained behind Huomin like a little resentful wife. Mom, what happened? Why did you have a heart attack? Huomin asked the key question. Chapter 3875. Yang Meirong was old and wasn't as sensitive as before. Hearing Huomin's question, she tried to recall what had happened in the mall. I remember now. I saw him. Speaking of this, Yang Meirong was very emotional. She held Huomin's hand tightly. Calm down. Speak slowly. I'm listening. Huomin stood up immediately and comforted his mother, trying to soothe her chest. I saw your Uncle Jing, Jixin, I saw your dad. Your dad, he's back? Yang Meirong burst into tears as she spoke. She was agitated again. Mom, calm down. Mom, what did you say? Who did you see? Jixin thought he had misheard. Standing behind Huomin, Qin Chu wasn't surprised by his mother-in-law's words at all. He had already guessed the answer in his heart. After all, Jixin had already seen it once. Uncle Jing has been dead for many years. Didn't we see him cremated and buried with our own eyes? Huomin tried to remind his mother. I know. That's why I'm so agitated, Mian. Mom, did you see him in the mall? Did he look like him? Huomin asked her. No. He didn't look like him. He looked exactly the same. He was wearing his favorite clothes, the old-fashioned red checkered shirt. I bought it for him. How could I forget? I kept calling out to him, but he couldn't hear me. He walked very quickly and disappeared into the crowd. I was so anxious that I couldn't do anything. I had a heart attack. I don't know anything after that. Sis, I'll tell you what I saw that day. Jixin was also agitated and wanted to talk about what happened that day. Let Mom rest first. Go boil some water. Okay. Huomin sent Jixin away. Obviously, he didn't want Jixin to mention that he saw Jingda outside the Civil Affairs Bureau the other day. If only one person had said this, it might have been a hallucination. But since everyone was saying it, it didn't make sense. Huomin turned around and exchanged glances with Qin Chu. The husband and wife seemed to have a tacit understanding. Mom, have a good rest first. If you really saw it, I will help you ask around. Mian, do you think your Uncle Jing has reincarnated? The older generation was really superstitious. They even believed in things like reincarnation. However, in order not to hurt his mother, Huomin did not refuse. Anything is possible before we reach a conclusion. Take care of yourself first. When you're better, we'll talk about this. Mian, I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. I'm not hallucinating, Yang Meirong emphasized. I know, Mom, I trust you very much. Huomin coaxed his mother as if she were a child. After calming her down, he fed her some water and his mother went back to sleep. Qin Chu and Huomin walked to a quiet corner in the hallway. Honey, what do you think? I think it's a conspiracy. That person appears again and again, Qin Chu said. He let Jixin and my mom see him. So, is it my turn next? I really want to see what a resurrected dead person looks like. Huamin sneered. I think it's too dangerous for you to meet him. I have to protect you 24/7. Qin Chu was afraid that he would lose Huamin. Chapter 3876. Without a word, Huamin reached out and held Qin Chu's hand tightly. Honey. Yeah. How come I feel like you've been in a lot of trouble since you married me? I think I was a jinx in my last life. Don't talk nonsense. You're the greatest treasure in my life. Qin Chu didn't want Huamin, who was about to give birth, to think too much. But it was indeed a troubled time. After their secret conversation, they returned to the ward. Huamin accompanied his mother and Qin Chu went to the company, leaving 12 bodyguards behind. Yes, that's right. Usually, there were at least 6 bodyguards protecting Huamin. But this time, Qin Chu felt that the person who looked like Jing De kept appearing, so he doubled the number of bodyguards. There were bodyguards both inside and outside the ward, including 2 female bodyguards who were very skilled. When the female bodyguards went to the washroom to change clothes for Huamin, someone took advantage of the gap. Obviously, Qin Chu was on the highest alert and had to protect his wife at all times. Meanwhile, South Hill Manor was also heavily guarded, and the twin school was even more heavily guarded. This was the first time Qin Chu had been on such a high alert. Based on his intuition, he felt that some dangerous person was slowly approaching. If it was a big conspiracy, the person had laid out a trap and was waiting for them to jump into it. On his way back to the company, Qin Chu received a call. Qin Chu was familiar with this number. So, he answered it in a low voice. Lu Yen hadn't contacted them on the phone for a long time. Qin Chu had a vague feeling that something had happened to her. Brother-in-law, I'll make it short. First, the secretary's daughter isn't with me. I know. Qin Chu knew she was talking about Zheng Ro. Secondly, everyone is saying that it's in my hands. I'm the scapegoat now. I'll investigate, but you guys have to be extra careful. I'm afraid that some people can't deal with me and will make a move on my sister for the reward. All right. Qin Chu knew Secretary Zheng missed his daughter so much that he had offered 80 million yuan in the hitman circle. It wasn't a lot of money, but he was willing to risk his life for it. Many people wanted to find Lu Yen, rescue Zheng Ro, and get the money. So, some people might target Huamin. After all, her identity is no secret. Depending on the situation, I might go to Southeast Asia to deal with some things. If things go well, I'll find a chance to go back and visit my sister. You want to come back to China at this sensitive time? Qin Chu frowned, disagreeing with Lu Yen. Don't worry, they can't do anything to me. With that, Lu Yen hung up. Maybe because of her personality, Qin Chu treated her as his sister. But if he had to choose, he would never like a woman like Lu Yen. She was an egomaniac and domineering person who didn't allow anyone to question her decisions. It was very stressful to be with such a person. So, he admired Xiao Fei for being in love with Lu Yen for so many years. Besides, Xiao Fei seemed to have gotten used to everything about Lu Yen. On the private plane, Psycho Xiao, do you think I should go back to China and kill the old man who made me the scapegoat? Zheng Ro held a toothpick with a small piece of watermelon on it. He lost his daughter and is very pitiful. You want to kill him? What are you talking about? Xiao Fei replied to her while playing the game. Chapter 3877. To tell you the truth, I don't like that old man Zheng. Why don't you tell me you don't like him because he made Sister Mian laid off? Xiao Fei told her the real reason. You're right. I won't argue with you. Lu Yen never hid her inner desires or her wildness. No matter who she wanted to kill, or blow up, she had always done it quickly and cleanly. Psycho Xiao, your second brother has been missing for a long time. He's hiding in the Golden Triangle like a rat and doesn't dare to come out or contact your father. Is he up to something? Let him do whatever he wants. He only has a few tricks up his sleeve. After the last round, the phone showed that they had won. Xiao Fei put down his cell phone and stood up to hug Lu Yen. What are you doing? The sudden intimacy made Lu Yen blush. The subordinate with the dessert in his hand turned to leave, not daring to ruin their fun. "Come back here," Lu Yen roared. Boss, why don't you eat after you're done?" "After you're done? Bring it over. I want to eat the tiramisu." Lu Yen scolded him with a half-smile. Frightened, the subordinate immediately brought the dessert over and put it on the table. Then, he ran away as if he had seen a ghost. "Look at you, Psycho Chow. You've dirtied my subordinates' minds. Each one is dirtier than the last. It has nothing to do with me. They're just like that." Lu Yen. Then, Xiao Fei held Lu Yen and placed her on his lap. They both fell onto the sofa. Xiao Fei glanced at the tiramisu. "Yen, I want to eat too." "Get it yourself. Feed me. Don't you have hands?" Lu Yen had always been hot-tempered and didn't know what flirting was. "Okay, Psycho Xiao, you're ruthless." Seeing Xiao Fei's shamelessness, Lu Yen didn't want to argue with him. She picked up a fork and put a small piece of cake by his mouth. "Why are you looking at me?" "Feed me." "I'm feeding you. I want you to feed me with your mouth." "Lu Yen, I want to feed you an AK-47. Do you want it?" Lu Yen pointed at the submachine gun in the corner. Xiao Fei. Perhaps no other couple in the world was like Lu Yen and Xiao Fei. She never knew what romance and flirtation were. She never knew what warmth and surprise were. However, the two of them relied on each other for survival and managed to escape death time and time again. Time and time again, he chased after others to kill them. He had survived the rain of bullets time and time again. For them, it was no longer a matter of whether their love was sweet or not. Instead, it's a question of whether we'll be able to survive tomorrow. Therefore, the two of them had very perverted personalities and were very open-minded about everything. Shen group after the board meeting, Shen Mingxi had been worried sick. The fact that he and Wei Ying were exposed in the hotel was a good thing for him. After that, some news media kept spreading the news of the two of them getting back together, so the stocks of the two companies also rose. The Shen family also showed signs of coming back to life. But what worried Shen Mingxi was that Wei Ying hadn't contacted him. He also sent a WeChat message, but there was no reply. He called her, but she said she couldn't get through. For Shen Mingxi, he only cared about Wei Ying. As for the stocks and the future of the company, they were no longer important. In the old house of the Wei family, Wei Ying was under house arrest. Her cell phone was confiscated and she was locked in her bedroom. This was the order of the old master of the Wei family. He was Wei Liao, Wei Ying's father, Wei Yunchu's grandfather, and the head of the family. "I beg you. I won't go out, but can you give me back my cell phone?" Wei Ying's voice was hoarse from all the shouting and she banged on the door with all her might. You're tuning in to the Wang Lin's Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.